Was it very nice when the man told the family that they should go home?
No.
What would you do, Jonas, if you were at that restaurant and that man told them to go home? What would you do?
I would just say, be kind and let him stay here.
Yeah.
In a nice voice.
It's very nice. What would you do, Maddox?
I would just say, it's not very polite and...
Would you make the little boy leave? Would you make the family leave?
No.
No? How come?
Because it's not that nice and they spend money on it. So, I wouldn't do that.
So what would you say to that man?
I thought I'd say it's not very polite to tell that boy to leave.
How come?
Well, it's kind of rude and very disturbing in public.
So if you were a grown-up, what would you do if you were walking by and you saw those girls teasing the other girl?
Well, I'd say, stop it. It's very rude and, very disrespectful.
If you guys were grown-ups and you were walking in a park and you saw some girls picking on another girl, what would you do?
I will say to them to stop, and Jesus and God will be sad because you guys are being mean.
That's what you would say to them? Yeah. What about you, Maddox? What would you do if you were walking in a park and you... What?
Passed.
You would what?
I said passed, like skip. I don't know.
What would you do? Would you say anything?
What did you say again?
If you were walking in a park and you saw some mean teenage girls not being nice to another person, what would you do?
To say, what about we can stop and to figure out how this would polite and like and they would all like be like something like famous or something.
So if you were a customer in that store and you saw the worker not serve that lady because she was different, what would you do?
I would say it doesn't matter if they're different or not. It's just really polite to just serve them.
So what would you take?
No matter what.
Yeah, what would you say to the worker?
I would say like it's very, very rude to not serve someone that if they're different. It doesn't really matter if they're different or not.
If you guys were in a store and someone wanted to buy something and the person who worked at the store wouldn't sell it to them because they believed in something different than you, what would you do?
I will say you're not following God and Jesus' rules. You following Satan's rules because you go for Satan instead of God and Jesus.
Oh. And what else would you do? Would you buy something for her?
I will buy something for her that she just had.
What would you do, Maddox? What would you say?
Well, I will ask him to stop and let her buy what she wanted because it's not that nice. So if he doesn't, I'll still buy her like whatever she wanted or something. But if I checked a lot of places if they didn't have them, I'll just give her a couple dollars to buy it.
That's very nice. What would you do if you were a grown-up and you saw 3 guys beating up another guy just because he didn't speak English? What would you do?
I would say back off. It's just a person that speaks another language. You don't have to push them around and shove them around.
Yeah, and why not?
Very rude.
Yeah. What else?
Well, what else is like? I would also say it's not really polite, and just leave them alone.
So if you guys were grown-ups and you saw a group of people beating up another person, what would you do?
I would do karate on them.
Well, why would you do karate?
Because so they could run away.
So the other person could run away? Yeah. What else would you do? Oh, okay. So, okay, sit down. So, sit down. So you think fighting is the way to stop it?
Yeah. No.
What do you think?
Call the police.
Call the police? What else would you?
That's not good.
That's not good.
It's because holding other people is not good.
If you call the police, it might take a long time for the police to get there. So what about the guy who's getting beat up? What else could you do?
I would call the police and maybe this like tell them something.
Like to stop?
No, like tell the guy that's getting beat up to like do something, like crawl under his leg so he can run away.
But what if he can't? If there's 3 guys beating him up and he can't really move, what would you do?
I'll just tell them to get out of the way so he could just go. If he wanted to go someplace, he could just. I'll just tell him to tell the guys who's beating up to go away so he can go to the place he wants to. So, when they fight, I would say stop, and I say back of the way, and I will help him up.
You would help him up. It's very nice.